The forest is not silent. In the deep woods of Slavic lands, there is a clearing where a house stands on chicken legs. It is both a home and a beast, both welcoming and threatening. The sight unsettles anyone who dares to look at it, because it carries a paradox that lingers in the mind. A house should protect, a house should stay still. Yet this one dances and wanders, moving where it pleases. The question is simple but heavy. Why would a dwelling need to walk away? The air around it feels charged, as though the trees themselves are holding their breath, waiting to see whether the traveler will turn back or step closer. Is this hut a sanctuary or a trap? A womb of renewal or a stomach of doom? That question has haunted every telling of Baba Yaga's story, and it is the paradox that draws us in today. The name Baba Yaga itself stretches across Eastern Europe, whispered in Russia, Ukraine, and Poland, each land giving the figure its own shape. For those outside these traditions, the pronunciation can feel strange. Baba Yaga. Simple, sharp, memorable. Yet what is simple to say is difficult to fully explain. She is grandmother and witch, helper and devourer, human and inhuman. Her home, the chicken-legged hut, carries the same contradictions. For audiences around the world who meet this legend in films, games, or books, the story is exotic. But for those in the Slavic heartlands, it is rooted in cultural soil, a tale told at firelit hearths for centuries. That duality, local treasure and global curiosity, makes the story even richer. And before we move forward, consider this. If mythic deep dives like this fascinate you, there is a whole world of forgotten legends waiting. The most famous tale begins with a young seeker lost in the woods. He has been sent, often by a cruel stepmother or by fate itself, to find something that seems impossible. The forest thickens, shadows twist, and then he sees it. The hut on chicken legs. It does not sit politely among the trees, but shifts and creaks, scratching the ground like a restless bird. Sometimes it turns its back, sometimes it spins, as though testing the courage of the one who approaches. To enter, the hero must speak the right words, commanding the house to face him and lower its door. Inside waits Baba Yaga, with iron teeth and bony legs, her gaze sharp as frost. She is a figure of terror, yet she offers tasks instead of instant death. Bring me fire, spin this impossible thread, survive 3 nights in my service. The house seems alive, groaning as the hero moves within it, its beams listening, its door watching. Each moment is fate balanced against agency. Doom balanced against transformation. Yet not every story paints Baba Yaga as a destroyer. In another strand of the myth, she becomes a guide. A lost maiden, grieving or searching, comes to the hut trembling with fear. The house still dances, the skull lanterns still glow, yet the encounter unfolds differently. Baba Yaga gives advice, offers magical objects, or points the way to the other world. Here the hut is not a predator, but a threshold. Its legs are not a menace, but a sign that it belongs in 2 worlds at once. It stands between forest and field, between danger and salvation. Sometimes the very absurdity of its design, a cottage walking like a hen, becomes a reminder that the world is stranger and more generous than it first appears. The hut can be monstrous, but it can also be protective. Approaching the hut is never casual. The forest itself warns the traveler. Paths narrow, thorns clutch, and strange omens appear. A fence of skulls may mark the clearing, their empty sockets glowing with ghostly fire. The door has no steps, only air, because the house itself must decide whether to lower itself. The chicken legs scratch and shift, restless as though aware of every movement nearby. To walk toward it is to step out of the ordinary world. Each omen is a question. Do you belong here, or are you trespassing? The hut embodies exile and belonging at once. It is never rooted, always moving, forever in between. That is the essence of the threshold, the liminal place where transformation either begins or ends. And Baba Yaga does not travel with only her house. She rides in a mortar, steering with a pestle, sweeping away her tracks with a broom. To outside eyes, these are ordinary tools of a peasant household, yet in her hands, they become sacred. The mortar becomes a chariot of the air, the pestle a rudder, the broom a veil that hides her passing. Heroes who enter her service often receive enchanted gifts as well. A comb that grows into a forest, a towel that turns into a river, a skull that burns with fire. Every object in her world carries double meaning. Simple things are made profound. The hut's chicken legs seem ridiculous at first glance, almost comic, yet beneath the surface they hide something sacred, a symbol that reaches into older times.